Inverse. Just like in the world of maths, if I have x times y equals to z, and I say, okay, what is the value of y? So you can divide with x, and it says z equals to y equals to z over x. Correct? That's what we do. I don't know if you remember the world of indices. If I have something like this 1 over x, can I write it like this? X raised to the power of negative 1?
Yeah.
If you take this to above, the power becomes negative. Similarly, so then y equals to, actually it becomes, this is what it becomes. Right? This is called the inverse of x. Now let's try to implement that in the world of matrices. So if I have three matrices, let's say matrix X, matrix Y, and matrix Z, with X is multiplying by Y, and I say, okay, find me Y. So you will say X inverse times Z. So this matrix, which has a negative 1 on top of it, is called the inverse matrix. In your CAS, it's very easy to do that. Go into your CAS, define a matrix. So in your CAS, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's say it is A, and then you say A negative 1. You will get the matrix. You get another matrix which will be inverse. Try that. Make sure the matrix that you are putting into your CAS is a square matrix. Try that, quick. Try this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and see what you get. Come on, Mitch, quick. Not charged?
It's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, there is a very fundamental rule for inverse of a matrix. Inverse of a matrix can only be found for a square matrix only. Square matrix only. CAS is fired up?
Yeah.
Try this one. Try this one. If you don't have a square matrix and try to find the inverse, it will say not defined. Okay? Now, and this square matrix could be of any order: 2 cross 2, 3 cross 3, 4 cross 4, n cross n. Okay? Now, let's try to find the inverse of a 2 cross 2 matrix by hand without CAS. Okay? So there are a few steps behind it. So let's say I have a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4. Very basic matrix, I'll take. And let's say this is matrix A. If you want to note down the steps, feel free. Now the step 1. Is called finding the determinant. Find the determinant of matrix A. Now what is determinant? Determinant determines. It determines what? Whether or not the inverse of a matrix will actually exist or not. So this step defines that you really want to go anything further down or you stop here. If it's not defined, you simply say matrix inverse is not defined. So how do you find the determinant? what you do is you pick up the elements of the leading diagonal, you multiply both of them. So you'll say 1 times 4. Take away minus the product of the other diagonal. 3 cross 3 times 2. And let's check what's the answer. Answer is 4 minus 6, which is minus 2, negative 2. Now step 1 says that if, now this is the determinant of A. So step 1 says that if your determinant of the matrix is not equal to 0, inverse exists. This is negative 2, so that means you can go to step 2. But then if this is 0, you stop here. So for example, this would have been a 4 here. A 4 here, and probably, let's say, a 4 here and a 4 here. So what did you get here? 4 times 4 is 16 minus 16, which is 0. So for this matrix, the inverse will not exist because your determinant is 0. Is that making sense? Yeah? So I'll get my original numbers back. Probably I'll take this off and rewrite it. Step 2. Swap the leading diagonal elements. Leading diagonal elements and place a minus on the other diagonal. What does that mean? Swap the elements of the leading diagonal. You see, my matrix was 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That was the matrix? Mitch? Yes? Swap the elements of the leading diagonal. Make this as 4 and make this as 1. That's what this line tells you. And the second step, place the minus on the other diagonal. You had a 3 and 2 here, Gavi. So you just placed negative here. So this is, now this becomes this. And last step. Divide the new matrix with the determinant. What was your determinant here? Minus 2. So you just divide this matrix, 1 over minus 2. Determinant was minus 2, I just divided it. 1 over determinant. Now you can take everything inside. You have to divide each element with negative 2. So 4 divided by negative 2 is minus 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. Minus 3 divided by minus 2 is 3 over 2. And 1 divided by minus 2 is minus 1 over 2. That's the inverse of the matrix. You can try it.